Northfield, Minnesota has as long a history with Wolf Ridge as probably just about any community in the state. And Prairie Creek Community School, where Michelle is a teacher, is one of those entities.
We've been coming up to Wolf Ridge well beyond the years that I've been coming up. I've come up since 2003 was my first year, and so for over 30 years, Prairie Creek has been building a tradition at Wolf Ridge, and so even our first graders can tell you about Chickadee Landing, and they can tell you how much they're looking forward to their turn at Chickadee Landing. Um, One of the things that we love most about Wolf Ridge and the ways that it really meshes so beautifully with our own program is the sense of discovery. So this picture here is we were actually supposed to be studying lichen. And as we were studying lichen, one of the students stepped on this frozen bird. And as we kind of like hypothesized what could have possibly happened here, that this bird was frozen and why was it under the snow? And had it died a long time ago? Was it eaten? What was like, and so all of a sudden, this thing that was supposed to be about lichen turned into this incredible like mystery that we were all working to solve together. And the naturalist who was there, and I think it was Danielle in my mind, but I'm not positive about that. I don't recognize the hat. And she effortlessly brought the kids into the mystery. Instead of just sharing what she knew about it, she was asking them what they saw, but at the same time, not just leaving it, weaving in little bits at the same time. It's a kind of an art in teaching that you don't see all the time. And that's one of the reasons that we go to Wolf Ridge every year, and have made it a point to make sure that we maintain a budget line that enables us to ensure that every child can go regardless of need, and we can buy gear if we need to for somebody. um, uh, and the reason is that it's just unparalleled, the experience that our kids have up there, and that sense of discovery, that sense of newness. And it doesn't matter how many times one of the naturalists has taught a class, when you're in there with them, it feels like the very first time they've learned some of these things. And that's not easy to do on your 100th time teaching something. But they're also willing to go off script. I remember one time we were in Ojibwe snowshoe and we looked down, and it's interesting, Joe, these are all like bird related stories, and you had a nice bird slideshow at the beginning. But we found these beautiful prints in the snow of a giant set of wings. And in the center of those prints was a bloody mess. And it had been a kill site. And the children could see the articulated feathers, and they'll never forget that. And that's the kind of learning, that meaningful learning. Sometimes people talk about teaching to the test. And I feel like the Wolf Ridge naturalists teach to the serendipity of nature, right? Like we don't know what's going to be out there, but we know we're going to be a part of finding it. And that is so special. Um, so it was really hard. That first week of February, I was rejoicing because it was our first week in class together. But it's also the week we're usually at Wolf Ridge, and we weren't there. And here we are exploring a frozen ice hole. And here, by the way, is a student sharing her experiences at Wolf Ridge. That's her up on the ropes course, and she's talking about her experience to the whole class. And so we're building that tradition. And so that's how the kindergartners know about Chickadee Landing, is they've heard about it for 6 years by the time they become fifth graders, from those all school gatherings where we share our adventures. But this year we really missed it. We were able to be outside more than we ever have before. We got these tents off of Craigslist from somebody who was doing getting out of the gospel revival business. So she sold us their tents. And so we were outside 100% of the day until a freak snowstorm in October. And Joe came and talked to us about how we could be using our outdoor space more effectively, and really helping us see how teaching outdoors has a lot of improv in it, and helped us kind of embrace the unknown of this year. And our students use these desks that we designed with parents, and then we put together with alumni. The young woman on the right is an alumna. And we put together these desks that all of our students use to be learning outside and also to give us more flexible learning inside. But we've shifted a lot of our time. It used to be 1 day a week that we were outside, and now we're outside pretty much 5 days a week full time now that we're back into May. Um, and we tried to recreate some of the things that we did at Wolf Ridge. Um, and here we are. We even had an outdoor survival day where you can see the bus wreck that happened. But it wasn't the same. We had a lot of fun. But I'm very excited that this group of fifth graders is going to be coming up, not on February 4th, but on June 24th. We're going to be one of the very first groups to be able to reopen the space. I just talked to Danielle today about the new traditions we're going to start, because chickadees don't eat at Chickadee Landing in the summer. They're too full of other good things to eat. But instead, we're going to do things like canoeing that aren't possible in November and February. So we are just beside ourselves excited to be able to give this class an opportunity to do things that no other Prairie Creek class has ever had a chance to do.